Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time. Some say that Tom is like a giant among men. Others say he's a little obsessed.
I don't even have a top 10.
Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time.
Hey, we're back!
How you doing? Hello!
All right, folks, we are now fully into the top 40. I consider every game in my top 100 to be a great game, but these are the greatest games. Now, I don't know if these guys
We'll be the judge of that.
will agree with these, but I think I'm going to be safe for a while. Although we'll have some discussion on number 40, and I suspect my number 40 will not be in the top 100 next year.
Wow. Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
Let's get into it.
Wow.
Number 40, Arkham Horror.
The reason I don't think number 40 will be in the top 100 next year is because I think it will be replaced by another game
Okay.
that starts with Eldritch. And that's because number 40 is Arkham Horror. And I played Eldritch Horror, and Eldritch Horror didn't make the top 100 this year because, well, we played a almost done copy, and I'd like to play it some more, but it had a really strong story. But Arkham Horror is my number 40. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. There are, a lot of cooperative games I've already talked about in the top 100.
Yes.
And I will often pull them out much faster than this one. But this one is still pretty high up there because if I do play it, it's a great story. I mean, I just love it. There's just so many cool stories and things going on.
Sure.
But like I said, because of that, Eldritch Horror really fits the same groove.
It does.
I really think Arkham Horror is gone. Because also I don't need to set up 6,000 decks of cards.
Well, until they start hitting you with the Eldritch Horror expansions. Yeah.
Arkham Horror is the first game that I've bought an expansion for expansions for. So, well, we'll see.
I'm surprised it's this high on your list, actually. I didn't realize you were that big a fan of
I really like it. It just takes a while to get stable. That's what bugs me about it.
Right.
I've never really looked at that game as a co-op.
Well, it is.
I mean, no, the few times that I've played it, I have had to face Cthulhu
Right.
By himself.
by myself.
Really?
Yep.
You have to play with better gamers, I think. Is what that is.
No, it was just pure horrible luck.
Yeah.
I think part of maybe why you're not getting that feeling, and I agree to an extent, is the game, there's so much you could do that there's no teaming up. You don't feel, I can just go away. I'm going to go spend money over there. I'm going to go gather this. Yeah, you really do spread out.
Okay, you guys are making me feel bad about my choice now. All right, number 40, Arkham Horror.
Number 39, Race for the Galaxy.
I believe number 39 was once in the top 10. It was. It was number 10. And it's dropped down because I don't get to play with as many people, and it's hard as all get out to teach to new players because of the symbology on the cards. It's a card game, sorry.
For the Galaxy.
Wow, nice call.
Yeah.
That's when you said
Symbology?
symbols,
That's-
iconography. Yeah.
That is almost the poster child for
As soon as you
that.
said it's too hard to teach, I was like, Race for the Galaxy. Because I'm in the same boat. I love that game, but boy, is that a beast to teach.
I just taught it to somebody a few months ago, and I said, oh, okay, I'll teach you Race for the Galaxy. Sat down, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, okay. Now I have a way to teach it. I actually teach the phases backwards. I teach the adding resources to planets first.
Okay.
But you got to first explain that the ring outside is different than a colored-in planet, and the gray doesn't mean anything at all. And
Red versus black, military versus...
right, in a military planet,
It's a beast.
there's a lot. But once you do it, if you play with someone who knows what they're doing, you can go and play really fast. And it's a great two-player game. Great two-player game because you both play two things each. I like it a lot. It was really beaten hard when the deck-building genre came out. This Race for the Galaxy came out a year or two before Dominion, and everyone played it everywhere, all the time. And then Dominion came out and was just like...
Well, I remember hearing the buzz for Dominion while, like you said, Race for the Galaxy was big, and then it finally did come out, and I, for one, felt this backlash, like, this game is really simple. This is what everybody's they're losing their minds over. Dominion? It's like 10 simple little cards, like you used to Race for the Galaxy. It's a beast,
But
you know?
that's why. It gave you the same feel that I think Race for the Galaxy gave you. but it was much easier to play.
Maybe that's it. My only complaint here is that this isn't high on your list.
Okay, well, you can complain later, I guess, when you hear those games. I think Race for the Galaxy is great. I love the artwork's phenomenal, and I think it offers some really great strategy. It really does.
Yes.
And if you don't think it does, get online, play against a computer, and after it beats you for a while, you'll realize that it's not just luck of the draw.
Yes, yes.
Number 38, Seasons.
Number 38 was new to the list last year, came in at 100, moved all the way to 38.
Wow.
It had a new expansion come out this year, which had nothing to do with it moving up because the expansion was kind of just, it added, 20 new cards? Seasons. Seasons. I really am enjoying Seasons. I like it 2-player, I like it 3-player, I like it 4-player. I'm a sucker for any kind of game where you roll dice and then pick those dice and do something with them. And Seasons does that well. Also, I just love the Seasons. Now, Seasons is only this high on my list if you draft.
Okay.
If you don't draft, if you just take random cards, then put it back to 150, 200 or somewhere. Drafting matters because you want to get cards that work in combination with each
You
other.
have to play them, right? I mean, the game encourages you to play them. If you keep them, it penalizes you for that.
Right, but you get some cards that don't make sense together. But if you draft, you have a much better chance of getting cards in your hand. And the expansion did add some new cards. It just didn't. It wasn't one of those expansions where I say you must get this. Mm-hmm. So, did you play with the expansion?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, you haven't played Seasons yet.
I haven't played Seasons. There was a time where everybody was playing. It was getting played every single
Yeah, it
event
was.
that we went to, and then I was like, okay, I'll get in sooner or later. And now it's like nobody's playing it anymore.
I bet if you play this with your wife, I think she would like it. I really do.
I know I played with you, and I've only played once, and I could have sworn you were in that game, but I enjoy it. It's one of those games that I played, I was like, this is cool, I like it, and then I really haven't thought about it too much, but it's a neat game, and I do like it. Lately, of the games that have come out in the last 2-3 years, it's a great game. It's one of the best ones.
Number 37, Libertalia.
All right, well, this game was new on the list last year at 27. Now it's at 37, which is essentially same zonage. As soon as I played this game, I knew it was going to my top 100 because I love Citadels so very much, and this took Citadels and made it so much better, and that's Libertalia. This is another game from the designer of Vasco da Gama, but Libertalia. Well, no, but I know you like Libertalia because you love that role selection thing.
Yes, I do.
And
That was my game of the year that year it came out.
was it? Yeah.
Number 1.
It's just so much fun. And I'm still wishing they would release an expansion with some more pirates, but even if they don't, I don't care. And it's a game I think that expands to 6 players pretty well. And everyone plays cards. I think Libertalia is the game that people should be playing instead of 7 Wonders.
I could see that. I'm surprised it's not as popular, I have to say, because it has about as much game in there, and
Right, you're playing cards that affect the people next to you.
As far as saying it has as much depth with more flavor, because you have to admit that 7 Wonders is an interesting design, and I like the game quite a bit. The theme is not. They're trying to cram this big Civ game into half an hour.
Right.
But Libertalia with the pirates and that theme really comes through.
It does, and I think really the reason why Libertalia exists and 7 Wonders exists and they coexist is because the theme is different.
Sure. I'm just saying, I'm surprised there isn't.
You've got people that will like that Civ theme better than the pirate theme.
Yeah, but what we're saying is 7 Wonders is
It's huge.
Huge. Libertalia did not. I mean, we talked about it, but it hasn't gone that over as big.
Yeah, that's a good call.
But if you like,
popular.
I mean, I think it's in the same arena. Anyway, Libertalia, easy choice. I'm good so far, I think, right?
Yeah, so far.
Number 36, King of Tokyo.
And I'm going to stay good with this pick because this is if we picked one of the games that we play more than any other game, this would be in it. This game came on the list last year. I think it was last year. 48. Now it's at 36 because I play it so much. Dice chucking, monster punching, King of Tokyo. Easy choice. You think that's too high? Too light?
No. Why is this so low?
36 is really high. What are you talking about?
Low, dude. This is.
I had that same thought when you asked him,
This
is
is-
that too high? I thought, that's too low. That's such a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
this is top
It's li-
20.
It's
top
light,
15.
yes, but man, that game is amazing.
Okay, well, spoiler alert for the People's Choice. It was number 2 on the People's Choice, which surprised me that it beat out every other game except one cooperative game that some people like.
Yeah!
But, I mean, King of Tokyo, it's so easy. It's so simple. It's like, it's the Yahtzee of our time. It's fun, and the expansion added some, but even if you don't play the expansion, and we haven't yet played the dress up like Halloween expansion. Yeah. But, I mean, even without the expansion, it's just a straight up blast. I've played the game probably 30 times, 50 times, I don't know how many times, and I enjoy it every time.
I've showed the game to a lot of non-gamers, and everybody gets it. Everybody gets into it. It just goes over so well.
It's a really easy game. All right, well, good. I knew I was staying in there. 36, King of Tokyo.
Something bad's coming. I can feel it.
I've got that feeling too.
Number 35, Alien Frontiers.
But not yet. I don't really remember. I think you like it. I'm not sure if you do. 35 was the first Kickstarter game to come out and make a big splash, and that is Alien Frontiers. I like Kingsburg. Kingsburg was already on the list. I think Kingsburg is a very good game, but Alien Frontiers really did it for me. I liked them both, and I remember I said Kingsburg had the expansion, and the expansion really helped. Alien Frontiers expansion really made it fun for me because each player has their own faction now and their own thing that they can do. And I have to say, I like space, so that's what kind of elevated it for me. So
I like Kingsburg better. And it's weird because I'm usually a sci-fi junkie, but I enjoy Kingsburg better than I do Alien Frontiers.
I like Alien Frontiers better than Kingsburg, but I don't agree with the part that you said about the expansion for Alien Frontiers being a better expansion than the expansion for Kingsburg.
No, well,
I think the expansion,
but they're both good.
Alien Frontiers was so convoluted that it made a game that was already meaty now you had to keep track of all these things. You had this whole new power. It added a lot. It almost made it a whole different game. Whereas Kingsburg, it took a good game and made it really solid, but it didn't make it another game.
Right.
So again, that's just my call. But I do agree, Alien Frontiers, amazing game, and I would put it somewhere in there as well.
All right.
Number 34, Tribute.
One of the most well-known German games, which they, when they first came from, we call them Euro games now, they were called German games, was Die Macher. Die Macher, the German election game, and I like it, it's a heavy game, but I actually think that Karl-Heinz his best game that he's done, I think, is Tribune. It's a game that I think I think the theming of it's strong. I think the board is beautiful, where you're controlling the plebeians and the patricians, and you're assassinating each other and taking control. And all you're doing is picking up cards off the board, really, and then playing those cards and trying to control different areas. But it works really well. There's a lot of different things going on. If you get shut out of one area, you feel like you can go to another area. The expansion added a few more minor things. And I thought the theme came through pretty strongly of the chaotic early Roman Republican times. Okay. Yeah. Now, you've played it?
I have not played it.
But you have.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really a great production. Doesn't get talked about a lot, really. Fantasy Flight brought it to America. But anyway. I'm doing good! Now let's go into Eurogame territory.
Number 33, Airlines Europe.
Well, actually, I don't know if this is a Euro game. This is the game that kicked two other games out of the top 100. I used to have two games that were really similar to each other. One from the 1960s, I believe, was when it first came out, and the other from 1999. Can you guess these two games?
Is it Acquire
and
1999?
Oh, maybe it was I don't know what it was. It was in that era.
I don't know what this
Union Pacific was the other one.
Oh, okay.
They were very similar to each other, where you had stocks and shares.
I guessed one.
You put trains on the board, but they gave the exact same feel, and I always said, well, which one do I like better? Now they're both off the list because of Airlines Europe, which does the exact same thing. It's basically Union Pacific streamlined.
Okay.
And I'm of the opinion that streamlining a game is almost always good. Not always, but almost always good. I mean, look at Descent 2 as compared to Descent. Just fantastic streamlining. But I like Airlines Europe a lot. It's a great game. It's one that gets played in our playgroup often. I just saw it played a couple weeks ago, and just the idea. It's an economic game, which is not your forte usually.
No, Sam, not on the felt.
Well, that would be
Not
a
on the
terrible.
feld? What?
No, it's okay on a feld. But
Feld is fine. Wow. I am not the Euro hater. That's your Euro hater right there.
I don't hate Euros.
but no, this is really not a Euro. It's an economic game, but I think it's easy enough to get into. Have you played it?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No.
Okay.
And I haven't played it. I've played Acquire, which I'm not a big fan of. And I've played Union Pacific, which I rather like. So I need to.
If you like Union Pacific,
I'd like to
I think
play
you like
I
this.
just haven't gotten around to it.
All right, Airlines Europe.
Number 32, Small World.
This game was only 108 on my list when the year it came out, and now it's all the way up to 32. But the year after it came out, it went to 47. And I think it was because when I first played, I said, yeah, it's pretty fun. And then I kept playing it, and I felt more and more. The more races that they added, the more combinations of races that you could do. It's a phenomenal game. And next year, I'm going to get the super special edition of it, and that's Small World. Small World. When I first played Small World, I said, oh, it's pretty fun. But that was about the extent of it. 108 isn't a bad number. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the more I played Small World, the more I like it. Yeah, in Small World on the ground. Now, I've run into a problem now where there's almost storage and
issues.
they came out with that board that you can make your own board, and that was really cool. And after a while, you're like, wow, all this set up for, you know what, let's just put all that and just pull out the regular board and grab some races and play.
Don't lie. Building your own board was a stupid idea. Small World, you should be beat up
Okay.
in a back alley somewhere and left for dead.
You know, I haven't seen many people really pushing for that one. I guess
That one went out with a whimper.
idea. It's a dumb idea.
I didn't mind it. I like building my own maps, but
Part of the whole, I understand building your own map, but part of Small World's shtick was boom, bam, getting it done.
Right.
It sets up real easy, it plays real easy, it plays fast, and all this other kind of stuff. And that whole, this goes here and building it, and I don't know. It just
Well, didn't add anything new besides taking the
fiddle-faddle.
map
It was
that's
just-
already there and shuffling it around. If there had been some exploration
right.
to it, if there had been something to it, where like you get to the top and then you flip it.
Yeah.
See, that's a neat idea. That's something
okay.
new.
But what about Small World as a pick overall?
Small World's a great game. I really like it. Now I've only played the base game and the expansions for that one, not Underground. I've
Now,
never played
if you played the base game, you played Underground.
Yeah, Underground just adds.
It's just there's minor differences.
Yeah, but I really like it. I think it's a great game. It's
Yeah.
a good, quick. It's something you could show to someone who has played, let's say, Risk and likes fantasy. You go, well, here's another flavor of that, and it would go over well, I think.
All right, we only have one left. Might be some disagreement on the next one.
Small World's too low.
Too low. All right.
Number 31, Dominion.
This game has been in the top 10 for 2 years. Then it was in the top 20 for 2 years. Now it's dropped down to 31, which is odd because you would think the more expansions a game comes out, the more I would like it, because that's usually how I work. The problem is, even though this game started a genre, many other games in the same genre are doing it better, in my opinion. Also, no one wants to play it with me anymore. And there never was a theme in this game in the first place. That's Dominion. Now, still, 31, I really do like Dominion. I love to sit down, pull out 10 decks of cards, boom, 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 boom. But I am starting to say, that was Dominion, right? Let's, if you say, do you remember that Dominion game we played? No.
Nope.
But I still like it. But I like it in a very mechanical way. It's like an exercise of interest, like, ooh, what are these decks? Let's grab some cards. Oh, wow, that's cool. and that's it. There's no narrative. There's no story. There's nothing. There's no super excitement in the game. Like he could do. No, it's just my deck ran out. Great, let's count up our points. Ha! I was efficient this time, and I like exercises in efficiency, just not top 10 material. I'm suspecting this.
How high was it before on your list?
It was all the way up at 7, I think. 7 was the highest it went. Because it was at 4.
You
it was at
drank
4.
that Kool-Aid, didn't you?
Yeah, I was sitting there like, Dominion, and I played it and played it and played it.
All the Kool-Aid. All the Kool-Aid.
No, he did. I remember going to events where he played this like 3 times in one night because there was a couple.
Which for me is phenomenally a lot.
There's a couple other people in the group that drank the same Kool-Aid and they wanted to play it 3, 4, 5 times a night, and I'm sitting back here going.
Yeah, I remember Sam. He was like, "Okay, the game's okay, but do we have to play it again?"
I know.
No, I mean I like Dominion. I am not a Dominion hater, but I think Dominion on the BGG list, it's way up there too, isn't it? It's like in the teens.
It is. It is. Now last year it was the People's Choice number 1, and I think it dropped down to number 6 or something. It dropped, and even just me seeing people play it has really dropped. When I first came to the Miami Gaming Group, there was always Dominion being played.
Yeah.
And then the next year there was kind of Dominion, and each expansion that came out, the last expansion came out, I remember bringing it and saying, I got the new expansion, and no one even looked up.
Go away.
Alright, so anyway.
No, I think it's a valid pick. I think Dominion is a good game. I wouldn't put it that high.
Too high.
But it's a good game. I like it. Sam, the fact that it's a card game probably irks you some.
No. You guys misunderstand me. It's not that I dislike card games. But I just don't want every game on my shelf to be a card game.
But this is that game that you say, you pull it out and it's just 500 cards.
I would much rather play Thunderstone.
Right.
I mean, I think Thunderstone made Dominion obsolete.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Here we go. Thunderstone's coming up.
Now we go to the top 30. We're one third of the games left. Every game from now on is not just phenomenal, but superbly phenomenal. I'm going to run out of adjectives as we get to the top 10. Anyway,
We'll come up with some more adjectives for you.
Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Sam Healy.
And you've been watching the Dice Tower.
Some say that Tom is like a giant among men. Others say he's a little obsessed.
I don't even have a top 10.
Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time.